Hi, we are going to talk about the Greek gods and goddesses. There are 12 Greek gods and goddesses. Are you familiar with them? If not, in this presentation, we are going to talk about them one by one. In the ancient Greek world, the 12 gods and goddesses were referred to as the Olympian gods, or the 12 Olympians. The name of this powerful group of gods comes from Mount Olympus, where the Council of 12 met to discuss matters. All the 12 Olympians had a home on Mount Olympus, and that was where they were most commonly found. But Hades, the god of the underworld, preferred to live there, and Poseidon often chose to stay in his palace under the sea. Most of the other Olympians would be on Mount Olympus year-round, unless they were traveling. Do you know who's in the picture? Yes, that is Zeus. Zeus is the king of the gods. He is the Greek god of the sky, thunder, lightning, hospitality, honor, kingship, and order. His symbols are thunderbolt, aegis, set of scales, oak tree, and royal scepter. Along with Hades and Poseidon, Zeus shared the rule of the world and became king of the Olympus. Zeus mated with many goddesses and mortals, including Aegina, Alcmena, Calliope, Cassiopeia, Demeter, Dione, Europa, Io, Leda, Leto, Mnemosyne, Niobe, Persephone, and Semele. But he was married to his sister Hera, the goddess of marriage and monogamy. What about this picture? Yes, he is Poseidon. Poseidon is the god of the sea, storm, earthquakes, and horse. His symbols are trident, horse, fish, dolphins, and bull. Poseidon is considered one of the most bad-tempered, moody, and greedy Olympian gods. He was known to be vengeful when insulted. He is the son of Cronus and Rhea, and was swallowed by his father along with Hades, Demeter, Hestia, and Hera. After the gods defeated the Titans, the world was divided into three, and Zeus, Hades, and Poseidon drew straws to decide which they would rule. Zeus drew the skies, Hades the underworld, and Poseidon the seas. This is Hera, the queen of the gods. She is the goddess of marriage, women, birth, and heavens. Her symbols are pomegranate, scepter, diadem, and her animals are peacock and cow. Even before her marriage with Zeus, she ruled over the heavens and the earth. This is one reason why she is referred to as the Queen of the Gods, ruling over Mount Olympus, where all the gods and goddesses live. Even the great Zeus feared his wife Hera. Her never-ending hatred of Heracles, the illegitimate son of Zeus and the mortal Alcmene, stemmed from his continuous adultery, and amongst other things, Hera raised a storm at sea in order to drive Heracles out of his curse to kill him. Zeus became so angry that he hung her in the clouds by a golden chain and attached heavy anvils to her feet. Her son Hephaestus tried to release his mother from her humiliating position, for which Zeus threw him out of heaven, and his leg was broken by the fall. Do you know who's in the picture? She is Aphrodite, the goddess of love, beauty, and eternal youth. Her symbols are dolphin, rose, scallop, shell, martel, dove, sparrow, girdle, mirror, and swan. Two different stories explain the birth of Aphrodite. The first is simple. She was the child of Zeus and Dione. According to the second story, however, Aphrodite rose from the foam of the sea. Aphrodite was married to Hephaestus, but Aphrodite did not enter into this union of her own volition. This is Athena, the Greek goddess of wisdom and war. Her symbols are owls, olive trees, snakes, aegis, armor, helmets, spears, and gorgonon. Athena was born from Zeus after he experienced an enormous headache, and she sprang, fully grown, and in armor from his forehead. She has no mother, but one of the most commonly cited stories is that Zeus lay with Metis, the goddess of crafty thought and wisdom, and then swallowed her whole, as he feared she will give birth to a child more powerful than him because of a prophecy that she had already conceived. Hades, the Greek god of the dead and king of the underworld. His symbols are Cerberus, drinking horn, scepter, cypress, narcissus, key. Hades was the god of the underworld, and the name eventually came to also describe the home of the dead as well. He was the oldest male child of Cronus and Rhea. He was also called the god of wealth, or the rich one, because he possessed the precious metals of the earth. Hades had a cap or helmet that made its wearer invisible. His wife was Persephone, Demeter's daughter, whom he kidnapped and made his queen. This is Hestia. Hestia is the goddess of hearth, home, architecture, domesticity, family, and the state. Her symbols are the hearth and its fire. The hearth in the household was not allowed to go out by any family unless it was ritually distinguished. Though Hestia did not have any public cult, She was worshipped at any temple. Regardless of the god the temple was dedicated to. Hestia is described as a kind, forgiving, and discreet goddess with passive, non-confrontational nature. This is Ares. Ares is the Greek god of war. His symbols are spear, helmet, dog, chariot, boar, vulture, flaming torch. Ares, the son of Zeus and Hera. In literature, Ares represents the violent and physical untamed aspect of war, which is in contrast to Athena, who represents military strategy and generalship, as she, the goddess of intelligence. Who is this? This is Apollo, the Greek god of the sun, light, music, and prophecy. His symbols are lyre, laurel, wreath, python, raven, bow, and arrows. Apollo was the son of Leto and Zeus. He was born on the island of Delos. He and his twin sister Artemis, also an Olympian, shared an aptitude for archery. The nine muses were companions of his. They were goddesses known for inspiring art and music. Hermes, the Greek god of trade, eloquence, and messenger of the gods. His symbols are talaria, caduceus, tortoise, lyre, and rooster. Hermes was also the god of thieves, travelers, sports, athletes, and border crossings, guide to the underworld. As the god of boundaries and transitions, Hermes was known to be quick and cunning and had the ability to freely move between the mortal and divine worlds. It is this skill that made him a luck-bringing messenger to the gods and intercessor between mortals and the divine. Artemis. Artemis is the goddess of hunt, forest, hills, the moon, and archery. Her symbols are bow, arrows, stags, hunting dog, moon, and deer. Artemis was daughter of Zeus and Leto, and twin sister of Apollo. According to one source, Artemis was born a day before Apollo. She then served as a guardian to him, which provided a context for her desire to protect and nurture. She was primarily a virgin huntress, goddess of wildlife and patroness of hunters. The bear was sacred to her. She guarded her virginity carefully. Action and Orion tried to dishonor or rape her, but anyone who threatened her purity met a violent end. This is Hephaestus, the Greek god of fire and metalworking, stone masonry, forges, and the art of sculpture. His symbols are hammer, anvil, tongs, and/or quail. In some accounts, he was said to be the son of Zeus and Hera. In others, he was the son of Hera alone, conceived in order to get back at Zeus for bringing forth Athena. Hephaestus was the only ugly god among perfectly beautiful immortals. Hephaestus was born deformed and was cast out of heaven by one or both of his parents when they noticed that he was imperfect. This is Dionysus, the Greek god of wine and the grape harvest, wine-making, ritual madness, religious ecstasy, and theater. His symbols are thyrsus, grapevine, leopard skin, panther, and cheetah. Dionysus was primarily known as the god of the vine. Upon reaching adulthood, Dionysus wandered the earth, teaching man the culture of the vine. Dionysus was the last god to enter Olympus. This is Demeter, the Greek goddess of agriculture, fertility, sacred law, and the harvest. Her symbols are cornucopia, wheat, torch, and bread. Demeter was a daughter of Cronus and Rhea. She had one daughter, Persephone. Zeus was Persephone's father. After Hades abducted Persephone, Demeter grieved. The earth became barren through her neglect. Thus, the winter season is manifestations were a reflection of Demeter's emotional state during Persephone's absence.